Hello and welcome to yet another fabulous episode of Talk Show with the Experts. Manatonar Mana expert Rahul Reddy Garu. As you all know, Rahul Reddy Garu is a very prominent immigration lawyer, and he has his own company, Reddy Neumann PC and Yoga Company. It's a Houston-based company with a team of 18 lawyers who are working day and night to help everybody with their immigration issues. So thank you for being with us here, Rahul Garu.
Namaskaram. Thank you for inviting me, Garu. Thank you very much for allowing me tonight.
Rahul Garu, we have two big topics, but one like really big topic I wanted today to discuss. One is the announcement of 100,000 extra employment green card for Indians, and the second one being the extension of this USCIS furlough till the end of August. But let's start with the first one. I don't know, it's great, but, Trump favorable to Indians. How did this happen? Could you please tell us a little bit?
Yeah, first is Trump recently tweeted that he is going to resolve all the employment immigration problems with the executive order.
Okay.
He has not given a guidance in what fashion he's going to clear it out. We have no idea what he's going to clear it out. In the previous weeks, we discussed about whether the administration can allow the people who already have an I-140 approval to file the adjustment of status. Obviously, at the time, we did indicated that, there is a good chance that, they have the authority, but they may not do it.
Okay.
Now, we have this extra 100,000 green cards that were being actually unused by the family-based immigration. Because of the COVID situation, and also because of the Trump ban on the family immigration, the preference category is coming from outside the country into United States. So if the employment-based preference green cards were not been given in any particular year, the numbers that were been allocated, those numbers should be given to the employment-based. So it is not what Trump administration is doing any favor. They are under obligation to give the extra 110,000 green cards to the employment base. Here, the issue is that there are not many backlogs from any other country, though. Since there are not many backlogs from any other country, Indians may take up almost 100,000 of those things. So we can expect a significant movement, especially from the EB1, and there is a good chance that the EB2 can be moved too, and there's a good chance EB3 can be moved too. Lots of audiences will ask the predictions of when the priority dates are going to move. I am not that good in predicting the priority dates, but I can only tell that there is a good chance that the premium processing, good chance that the priority date might be moved. Is there a chance that the Trump administration can allow the people to file the adjustment of status if the I-140 is approved, even if the priority date is not current? There is a chance. There is a chance for the Trump administration to do it. We have seen some crazy ideas by the presidents who may not be that favorable to the immigration. I mean, the last time Ronald Reagan was there, he was not that good fan of immigrants, but he did a good favor of anybody who is president in the country in 1983, I'm going to give you the green card. He did that. And also in the time of Obama administration, that was in 1997. It was a time of Clinton administration. The State Department has allowed, our State Department, USCIS, and the administration has allowed all the people whose I-140 has been current to file the adjustment of status. That was in 1997. So there is a chance this administration can do some steps to elevate some problems that we have in the employment based. As you know, that it may be also a political stunt because Trump is running very low. He also indicated that he may resolve the problem of the DACA kids by allowing them to become a US citizens by executive order. I don't know how he's going to do it, but for sure, and the employment based, he could allow the people whose I-140 is approved to apply for the adjustment of status. He could. Okay. Would he do it? The Trump administration is a little bit weird. We couldn't judge him which way he's going to go. Yes, there is a chance for it. So if I'm the person whose I-140 is approved right now, I will not make a move to go to a different company because you'll be risking yourself being out, because if you're not there to file the adjustment of status, you may not be there for a long term. So I'd be very careful if I want to move to one company to another company, Nithya garu.
Wow, that is a very critical piece of information you've given us, Rahul garu, because I think, you know, with so many callers that we get wanting to move between companies, I think now is the time to stay put, which is, I think, a very valid point.
Right.
Also, you know, in terms of this USCIS furlough, you said it's before you said it was till August 3rd. Now I think it's moved to August 31st. You know, what is going on with that?
Well, apparently USCIS has lied.
Oh.
USCIS said that they don't have the money to pay the salaries. And now they're telling, well, we seems to have enough money. Definitely, we seem to have enough money until like the 31st. So we may be discussing about the next year, that is starting from October 1st is what they said. There is a slight chance that there may still be a furlough in August 31st, but they have admitted to have lied about their finances.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's
I don't know. They said they don't have the money. Now they have the money. Where did the money come from? The Congress didn't give the money.
Do you think it could be a lot of money coming in from the premium processing applications?
No, that's not true. They didn't said that. Yeah, premium processing was there before too. There was nothing that is created. They did come up with a plan where to increase the filing fees starting from October 2nd. They normally should have done on October 1st, but you know they did from October 2nd. The filing fees across the board has gone up by 21%. Especially Nithya garu, previously there were some callers in TVASIA Telugu that were saying, hey, you know, the USCIS is going completely broke. Why can't they allow all the people to file the adjustment of status?
Right.
I told at that time, look, the filing fees for adjustment of status is only 1,225, and there is no filing fees for the EAD and advanced parole. Right. They changed the policy right now. Okay. They have now said that not only you file for the fees for the adjustment of status, you file for the EAD and you file for the advanced parole. So that fees has gone up very significantly up. And every year they have to renew this advanced parole. Sometimes 1 or 2 years they have to renew. Every year they have to advance parole and the EAD, they have put a fees for that one.
Right.
So last time I told your caller that, no, they're not going to do it because they're going to lose the money. But now I would say, yeah, I was wrong at the time because the filing fees was different structure. The filing fees right now is to the old structure, which was there in 2007, where they charge for the EAD and advanced parole. So they may be profitable in allowing the Indian national to file the adjustment of status. There'll be a lot of money coming, not only a lot of money coming, there'll be renewal of the money. Every year they file an advanced parole and EAD approval. There's a lot of money they can do by allowing the people to file adjustment of status.
True.
So two corrections of what I said to you before.
Yeah, and I think because, you know, with the Indians also coming in, a lot of them filing, you know, for their visas and legally coming in, there is a huge revenue stream that is being built up over the years, and this can be an explosion of a big amount of revenue coming in for them. So that's awesome, actually. I think it works well for both parties involved.
Sure.
I think we have a lot of callers today, so let's just start by taking the first one. Hello? 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 Sir or ma'am, me phone line unmute cheskondi, please. If you are on mute. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Andy. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, namaste andi. నా పేరు స్వాతి అండి.
హాయ్ స్వాతి, చెప్పండి స్వాతి గారు.
హాయ్. Hello. So actually, right now I'm actually working for company A, but I got an employment offer from company B. So my question is, if after joining company B, I got laid off or quit for some reason, can I come back to company A and reinstate my I-140 and apply for I-485 once the date becomes current? Or do you see any complications while coming back to company A?
It's theoretically possible, but practically impractical. The reason is that if you leave the company A, though, there is a good chance that the company A will withdraw the I-140. Assuming if the company A does not withdraw the I-140, there is still a question mark for the company and you. The reason why they want to, the USCIS is going to give the green card is that you have a permanent job offer from company A and that you're going to join the company. Now, since you left the company A, either the company has withdrawn the offer or you don't like to work for the company on the long run. So there is a fault there. We have done a lot of times where people have joined company B when the prior date became when the I-140 was not withdrawn. We did file the adjustment of status and moved back to company A. Not many questions were being raised, but with Trump administration and the things are going jittery here and there, there is a good chance, I mean, you will end up in trouble if you make this move from company A to company B and the prior date becomes current and then you move back to company A.
I see. Actually, okay. So I was actually thinking, I mean, they may withdraw I-140, but I was thinking we could reinstate the I-140
Even the
time.
reinstatement has a lot of other issues. One is the income taxes of the company, but still the question mark is that, why did you leave the company? That means that you don't want to join the company on the permanent basis, or they don't want you. It's most of the time either of those things. That's still a big minus point that you have, which has to be clarified, and it will depend on the discretion of the officer. And these things we will come to know once you file the adjustment of status, not immediately, but maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. And then at that time, you will be not good for here, not good for there. So that's a risk that you'll be taking if you leave the company and join the company B.
Oh, I see. Okay. One follow-up question is, I heard that there will be a lot of movement in the priority dates in the coming 3 months. So actually, my priority date is November 2012. Based on your estimates, can you judge what will be the time frame?
I will be a little bit reluctant in giving an estimate. All I will say to you at this point of time, ma'am, is that if I were working with company A, I will not like to move to company B. I've gone many times wrong in estimating the priority date, but I'm just telling you what I would do if I were you.
Okay, but I mean, how long would we wait? Because I mean, company B is a permanent position, basically.
I cannot tell you at this point of time how long the 2012 priority date. I cannot, ma'am. And I will admit that in front of the TVASIA that I have gone 1,000 times wrong in estimating the priority date movement. And believe me, that is actually way, way higher than 1,000 times.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's very complex issue to estimate the priority date, ma'am.
No, that's all. Thank you so much. That's all right. Yeah.
Thank you, Swati Garu. Thanks for calling in. Rahul Garu, let's go to our next caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Andy. Cheppandi, sir.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, Rahul. My name is Vivek. Now, I have 2 questions. The first question is, I was in India for a family medical emergency. And at that time, I got my H-1B stamped. And while I was leaving from India, I got an email from my employer that I have been terminated from my job. And so while entering the US, I entered on H-1B. Okay.
After the termination of the job, you entered on the H-1B.
Yes. Because honestly, I was so kind of shocked by the whole news. I was trying to ask them to kind of reconsider the offer.
That's a different now that's between you and an employer. So you don't have a job offer, you don't have a job, and you're trying to enter into H-1B and H-1B. Tell me what happened afterwards.
So what happened is, like, when I came back, nothing happened with that. Okay. Now this is where the situation got tricky. Okay. Now, since I was not able to get the H-1B job within the 60 days, right? So before that, I lost my job on January 10th. Okay, so I went to Mexico to change my status from H-1B to H-4.
Oh,
okay, before March. Okay, I did that. Okay, and then I just came back, and then again I went back to Mexico because my wife's I-94 was expiring because she had an old passport, so they just gave me a different date on the I-94. So I again went back to Mexico with her, with the family, to change her status to kind of, to reflect the actual H-1B. Okay, so everything was good till then. Okay, now recently I realized that when I looked online, my I-94 was showing H-1B status, but on my passport the stamp was H-4. Okay, so I kind of contacted the USCIS office and informed them that, hey, there is a mistake by you guys. On my passport it is H-4 status, but online it is showing H-1B. So can you please correct that? Okay, I sent them all the documents. Now on last week or this week on Thursday, I received a call from the officer, and he was so rude to me. Like he just started kind of questioning me, like a cop, if I have something wrong. And he asked me why you went to Mexico, and then what was the purpose? Are you trying to create a fraud? You guys are doing, you Indians are trying to kind of, I've seen a lot of fraud happening right now, and blah 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 things, right? And I said that, hey, I just went for vacation with my family. Then why you went the second time? Why 2 times? And you just cannot change your status of staying in the country for 3 days and coming back.
Okay.
That indicates that
First thing is that I think so. You need to put the phone off, and then you need to contact an immigration lawyer. Because this is a very serious issue. One main issue problem that I have with you is that you entering the United States on H-1B after your employer terminated your employment. I have a big problem with that.
Okay.
Because that is conceived, you conceive that you don't have a job offer. You entered on a H-1B visa that's no longer valid. You don't have a job offer. You can't enter into United States on H-1B. That is a very serious problem. So I would strongly recommend that you need to contact the lawyer. It cannot be resolved in the TVASIA Telugu live. On this one, you cannot resolve the problem.
Okay, no, I totally understand that. I was just questioning that, is that a problem? Because on my passport, it was both H-4 was also stamped.
That's not
so
my main issue is your entry on H-1B when you came from India when you don't have a job.
Okay.
So you can't just, CBP
Okay.
might detain you too. I would strongly recommend that you contact a lawyer.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Rahul garu, let's go to our next caller.
Sure.
No? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Jaya here. Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, I have one question. I actually got a full-time offer, which is paying me a good amount of money, almost twice the amount. Now, if I take up that opportunity, and there is always the risk of getting laid off if I go to a full-time opportunity, which I have seen in my career already. And let us say if something like that happens, and if I want to come back to my previous employer, they're not going to pay me that much, definitely, because I'll be ending up in a consulting position.
Well,
maybe I'll end
you're
up something
speaking.
like 100K.
You're speaking of once you lost the job, you're making zero money. So you're telling that zero money or some money, I will take some money, of course. So you're not in a loss. What are you speaking about?
Yeah. Let me try to reiterate my question in this way. I'll put it in a simple example. Let us say right now I'm earning 100K. My future employer is offering me 200K, and after 1 year I got laid off, and I want to come back to company A because I have very good terms with him, and
Yeah, why not?
he's willing to take me back. But then now, what will happen to green card processing and everything if my pay difference is like huge from 200K to 100K? I'm jumping back to 100K again.
Wait. So, did you already have your I-140 approval with company A or company A which you're working, which is giving you giving you 100K?
Yeah.
Well, the question that the company B has paid 200K is completely irrelevant here, because if we are speaking about the job offer of company A never offered you 200K. They only offered you 100K.
Right.
So that is irrelevant whether company B paid you 200K.
So your point is, I did not get it actually. So are you saying that it is a problem or it is not a problem?
No, there are two issues.
Pay
is not a problem. You're getting paid 100K, you're getting paid 200K, now you're getting paid 100K is not a problem. What is still a problem is what I described to the earlier caller, because since this is recorded, I want you to go to the earlier caller. Would I move from company A to company B when there is a very good chance that the priority date might be moved starting from October? Would I move it? I said, no, I'm not going to move it. Will the double salary really make me move it? No, it will not make me move it.
Okay.
So if I were you, now I don't tell you what to do, but if I were you, if somebody is paying me double the salary, what is your priority date though?
November 2012.
Well, it seems to be the same person. If it's November 2012, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I'm getting 100K, somebody offering me 200K, I'm not moving. I'll wait for 4 months.
Okay. Oh, you're saying I can wait 4 months and see what will happen?
I did not tell you. I'm telling you what I would do if I were you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Actually, my company B, actually it's Amazon, and it's saying that it can wait until 2021. So you suggest that I wait for 4 months and then move on?
If I were, yes. If I were you, I would do that. Okay?
Okay. And see how the dates are moving and then make a decision based on that.
That's right.
I see. Makes sense, actually. Thank you so much for that information.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, we have a few more callers in the line, so let's just go ahead and take the next one. Hello?
Hey, hi.
Hello?
Hey, hi. I'm Kalyan. Good afternoon.
Hi, Kalyan.
So my question is, hey, hi. My question is, I got married in March 12th. So my wife is supposed to attend her visa on March 18th and 19th. So she got her fingerprints and everything done, and her visa got indefinitely postponed. So due to this corona pandemic, so it got cancelled, all the visa appointments. I'm on my H1 right now in USA. So somehow I was able to get her visa appointment on October 6th.
Okay, that sounds good.
This coming October. So, yeah, but I haven't heard anything about the consulate getting reopened or anything back in Hyderabad. So what are the fair chances that, this might go through or this might get cancelled?
That's going to be tough to judge. It depends. The Department of State has given discretion to the local consulate's office to decide whether or not they can open the consulates fully or partially. Right now, they are taking the emergency appointments, though. Obviously, this doesn't look to be an emergency, though. This is just a common thing. I don't know. It requires that how the Indian government is going to put any prohibition. If they say that they're going to bar everything, though the consulates don't have to abide because they can have their own independent decisions, In these kind of situations, though, the consulate normally abide by the local rules. If the Telangana government says that we are going to close everything, they normally will abide by that. I mean, there's no reason for them not to abide by that. They are not required to, but they normally do. So at this point of time, the Telangana government seems to be open. They didn't set to close all the offices. They said that you can open to limited extent. When they have given the appointment in October, I'm assuming that they have given only limited appointments, not to a great extent. So I can't tell right now.
Because
I
now
can't tell.
if I try,
I can't tell.
I'm trying to. So every day I try to check to reschedule so that if any prior dates like September or August would get opened. But right now I'm seeing only February 2021.
Right. Lucky you got in October. Lucky you got in October. All I would say right now is that, cross your fingers, hope that they're going to open on that day and invite your wife to come for the interview.
Thanks a lot, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All the very best. Rahul Garu, let's go to our next caller. Hello.
Hi, Rahul.
Hello, sir. Cheppandi.
Yeah. So, Rahul, actually, recently my H1B amendment cum extension got approved with the same employer last week. So right now, so I'm actually having some issues going on with my current employer. So I'm planning to do my H1B visa transfer with a new employer. Does it going to cause any problem?
You already got the amendment plus extension. You have the I-94 until whatever time. Can you put the TV off, please? Or
No. The TV is not running at my home, Rahul.
Okay, your YouTube or Facebook is running.
No, nothing is running, Rahul.
Okay. If you already have the H1B amendment plus extension approved, since you have the H1B amendment plus extension approved, you should not have any problem whatsoever at all to move to a different company.
You are unmuted.
Yeah, Rahul. Actually, last week in the session, I spoke to you my case. Initially, my H1B got approved only for 5 months, Rahul. Later on, they have applied for an extension. On April 7th, I have received an RFP and I got laid off by the client on April 30. Then after, on May 15th, I got a new job. And on the new job, they have filed for an amendment cum extension. And once upon received the receipt notice, they did the amendment cum extension in the premium process, Rahul.
But was the amendment plus extension filed? Extension, was it filed before the I-94 expired or after the I-94 expired?
After the I-94 expired.
But your previous amendment was still pending at the time the second amendment was filed.
Yeah. So basically, on the new job, they filed an amendment, and once upon receiving the receipt notice, they have answered to the RFP saying, I got restated to a new project, new location. Right now, they are withdrawing the older petition.
But this particular application, you got it with the I-94, is that right? Yeah, with the I-94.
Then
you have no problem, sir. You're fine to move to a different company.
So, if you are unmuted, because right now with the same job, I'm just transferring my H1B to a new employer. He's blackmailing me I'm going to revoke your H1B. He's just saying like that.
It's okay. He's supposed to revoke the H1B once you leave the job.
So in between, if I go to a new employer with the H1B transfer, I'm good to go, right?
Right. And once you join the new job, he is obligated by law to revoke the H1B by withdrawing it.
You are unmuted.
Okay.
So right now, if I start a new LCA with the new employer, and if I start this process, once I get the receipt notice with the new employer, then I'm authorized to work from the day one, right?
Absolutely. You are. You said you got the amendment to extension with the I-94. And your previous employer, once you leave, is obligated by law to withdraw the H-1B. So there's nothing wrong he's doing. Okay?
The transfer then should not be a problem.
No, sir. That should not be a problem.
Okay.
That should not be a problem.
So what
Thank
would
you.
you recommend, Rahul? Doing it in a premium processing, H1 transfer, or regular processing would be the good option?
I always prefer premium processing.
You are needed.
Sorry?
You are
I
unmuted.
prefer premium processing, sir.
I prefer premium processing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Rahul garu, I can't believe that something that an employer is legally obligated to do is being used as a blackmailing tactic. You know, that's
No, it's not blackmailing. If the person is telling I'm going to leave the job, and
Right.
the employer is telling I'm going to withdraw the H-1B.
correct.
Because sometimes what happens is that the employees want the employer not to withdraw the H-1B even after they leave to a different company. So and what happens is that it becomes an obligation of the employer, because the USCIS is going to say, you have 10 H-1Bs, you have only 6 people on the payroll. Why don't you have 4 people?
Yeah.
And they will tell the people to pay the salaries because you didn't withdraw the H-1B. So it is a burden. The employers are obligated to withdraw the H-1Bs
Right.
once they move. So now, of course, employees will consider that sometimes they may consider as blackmail, but that's not a blackmail. They are supposed to withdraw it. You're not working for the company. They are supposed to inform the immigration you're not working for the company.
That's true.
It's like this, you're not working for the company. You want to get the ADP paycheck coming every month. No, that's not proper.
I agree. Let's take our next caller. Hello.
Hi, 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗃. Rahul garu, can you hear me?
Hello. Nick.
Yes, sir.
Chapman, sir.
Sir, my wife is on O3 visa, and her visa has not been stamped due to the closure of the U.S. consulate. She plans to travel to the U.S. on her P1 B2 visa, and if the port of entry officer asks, she will explain that she will leave the U.S. when the consulates are ready to stamp her O3 visa. Do you think this justification is good?
We have had a lot of problems with the people under the similar situation, not O3, but for the H4 and L2 visas that have been created. A lot of problems in the consulate. I strongly recommend she should avoid. It's not recommended at all. The reason is that if by any chance they will look into every email, they will look into every text message, they will look into every WhatsApp messages, even deleted messages, they can go back and look into it. There are ways to do that for them. And they found anything that indicates a little bit otherwise, that is going to be a permanent bar, and she may not be able to come ever into the United States. So I would strongly recommend that you avoid this circumstance completely.
Okay. Okay, even if we have a letter from the consulate that, they intend to call her when she's, when her visa is ready to be stamped.
That's not the question. What is her intention to coming into the United States? Is it to visit Disney or Las Vegas, or to visit the husband or join the husband? That's the main thing. To join the husband, she's not supposed to come on B2. You can tell all explanations, this, that. You can tell all, I don't know, do you speak Telugu? Yeah, you do. You can take all kakama stories, though. You can tell all different stories, though. If the officer believes your story, she may be allowed in. If the officer doesn't believe in the story, she's completely out and cannot come back. She'll be barred.
Right, understood. Right.
I personally, if she's if my wife is stuck outside, I would not like to risk my wife unless I want to get married with somebody else.
Right, so in this case, she's coming to tend to her baby. We thought
that's still,
anyway,
tend to the baby is not a temporary aspect of it. Tending to the baby is a mother's duty to eat forever, not only company. B2 is only for temporary reasons. So that's definitely, you can, we can stay for half an hour, 1 hour. You will keep on coming up with stories. I know it. As I am telling you is that it will depend on the officer if he will take your story or not. I have had a lot of situation consultations. People will tell, I'll tell this story. What do you think about it? I'll rule down that one. Then they'll tell another story. They'll tell another story. It will keep on. I mean, I'm not the officer who's going to allow them to enter into the country. If the officer has any single doubt, they will go through the WhatsApp and all those things. You can tell me the stories that the WhatsApp doesn't have it. Believe me, I can take her WhatsApp and then get a thing so quickly. I can search the things so quickly in the WhatsApp and find the things in fault. And the officers are much more better than I am. So I would not risk unless my plan is to get a new wife.
Understood. Thank you very much for the clarification. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now we have another caller. Let's go to the next call. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, madam. Are you able to hear me?
Japan, sir. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, Rahul, sir. I have a question. So for the June 24th travel ban, right, for the H1 and other visas. So I think 2 weeks back or last week, I remember you saying that there was a tweet from Homeland Security that this is not applicable for the persons who are staying in the United States on June 24th. So is there any official confirmation on that, or I mean, or can a person travel outside and
so the question
and go to
the question you're, yeah, we all know that the tweet has been modified. We all know that there was a tweet and there's an executive order, there is a modification of the executive order, and there is a tweet by the State Department. On the State Department, they said if you are here on June 24th on the same visa, like if you're on H1B, you could still go for stamping. It's not applicable to accordingly what they said. Did we had anybody that we tested? Did we had any scapegoats at this point of time that we have tested? No, we didn't have an opportunity because the consulates are still busy. There is no appointment systems available until February of 2020. So there are some available in October for the Mexico and Canada at this point of time. But that is still in October. So we didn't have anything to test at this point of time.
Okay. But do we have anything apart from the Twitter? I mean, is there anything official notification
nothing
on this? Okay.
Nothing official yet, other than the tweet from the State Department. They haven't issued anything other than the tweet at this point of time. So at this point of time, we are interpreting it's there if you are on that respective visa. Not if you are an F1 visa, you're going for H1B. We are straightly telling no. If you're H1B and you're going for H1B, you should be fine. But you're asking question: have you tested this one? Have you tested the waters? No, we did not test the waters yet.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, Rahul, what exactly is this O3 visa that one of our previous callers?
This is called O1 and O2 are called these are called extraordinary performers. Either they are scientists, like the top level scientists, or top level performers might be, Amitabh Bachchan or whoever, might be. They don't have to be Amitabh Bachchan, but they might be somebody unique in the artist wise, or they could be even scientists. I mean, they're extraordinary ability people, though. They come under either O1 or O2, depending on which category. So the dependent visa is considered as to be O3, though. Just like H4, O3 is a dependent visa. Okay. There is no bar on O1s and O3s at this point of time. So they can come in. There was never a bar at all. He can still go and come back. He's an O1, but I'm a bit worried that if they are trying to come in and say, I'm going to visit my husband, why would you visit? You like to stay with your husband. Yeah. And that's where it becomes a problem.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because it was something I hadn't heard of before. So it was good to sort of this one.
These O1s should have been getting the green cards immediately without going through all these O1s visas, though. Poor guys, they're also backlogged by 4 years, 3 to 4 years on the extraordinary ability people are also backlogged. So that's the reason we're seeing a lot of people who are not, who can't get in H1B. If they have very good caliber, they can think of getting a O1 visa. If they have extraordinary caliber, they can get an O1 visa.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, but at least, compared to like people who are supposedly waiting for the next 150 years, I think 4 years is like...
Right, much better. The O1 visa people mostly qualify under EB1A category.
Correct. Okay. Got it. Yeah, like, how Aamir Khan said, right? Excellence ke piche bhago in this one. So for all our viewers, keep running behind excellence, and maybe you guys can get in the O1, O2 categories as well, along with our H1s. Rahul garu, on another sort of side topic, coming back to this whole DACA situation, Trump administration had said it's likely to reject all the new DACA applications and also possibly rescind the whole program. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
At this point of time, they are very clear that they are not going to take any new applications. That means that applications that were never filed, initial application, they are still renewing the applications at this point of time, but they're seriously considering even stopping that one too. Okay. So, and you can see that there are two things. In the earlier part of that, I said that the Trump administration is trying to give them the citizenship. Now I'm telling that they are trying to remove it. Which one am I telling the truth? Believe me, both are truthful to an extent.
I mean, they probably are stopping it in order to spend more time with, giving them
the citizenship. No, this is all political game, though. The Trump administration came in very clearly. They said we're going to deport the DACA kids. That's how they came with this game. Now, since he is running way behind in the polls, though, he is trying to appease to see if he can get some of the immigrant communities to vote in his favor. Most of the immigrants, particularly the Hispanic people, they don't look to be that they're going to vote for Trump administration at all. So, but if he single-handedly gives something, even if he tries to give something benefit to the DACA kids, though, the Hispanic community may move towards the Trump side. So he's trying to test the waters. He normally tweets something, tells something to see which way the people are moving, though.
Right.
What happens if he says that if he's going to say that I'm going to give the citizenship, the base of the immigration community, the base of the Trump administration is anti-immigrants. They won't like it.
Right.
But would they vote for Biden, or would they not come to vote? They're not going to vote for Biden. They may or may not come to vote. So that is the fear that he has to look into. If he's going to offend his base and appease the other base, what are the things? So he tests by tweeting, though. So tweets is the best way that he will test, and he will figure it out whether it works or not. So that's what he's trying to do. Should I give them the citizenship, or should I actually ban the employment authorization? He's considering both the things. He will decide pretty soon based on when he comes to very close to the elections. That's the reason where in the beginning, Nithya Garu, I said is that he may try to appease the immigrant communities by allowing the adjustment of status to be filed without the priority date being correct. There is a chance for it because things can go crazy, especially from August onwards to November 3rd onwards. Things can go crazy. He can do it. I mean, there is a chance that he can do it. So not only DACA there can be a lot of variations in what he can do, but there are a lot of variations on the adjustment of status, and they can execute it too in the next 2 months.
Right. And your point about getting sort of the feel for what they're trying to do using tweets, I think that's a very brilliant strategy that they're using.
Right. Instead of actually passing the regulations and trying to test it and doing it, it's a free advertisement. You tweet it, and Trump, President Trump is the #1 follower in the entire world in the tweet, and he gets all the advertisements, everything by just tweeting. So he can test all the waters by tweeting.
And he single-handedly increased the share value of Twitter.
Sure, he did. He did.
All right. Rahul, also there was that executive order about the HL visa ban thing. Now there's also some sort of tweets about how there's like fewer people that might come under the ban, or that the strategy is changing on that end as well.
Yes, initially all H1, H4s, H4 EADs were not been allowed. Then he said the executive order modified to say that if the H1B or L1 or the J1 person is present here, their dependents can apply for their dependent visa though. Then we have a tweet from the Department of State, because it's a little bit confusing when you read the executive order. Is it applicable to the people who are already here or who are going to enter the United States? So they clarified saying that if the people are already here, it's not applicable to them. So it's, the truth of that has been softened up a little bit. So that's what, but still we have a problem with the consulates. They're not, because of the COVID situation, we don't have many visa appointments.
Got it. Now there, I think we have another caller. Let me just quickly get them on board. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir. Can you unmute your line? Me line unmute cheskuntara, please. One second, let me put him back in. Hello. All right. Okay. All right. We'll just wait for the next one. Hold on, sir. Hello.
A lot of gadgets.
Oh boy, yeah. Oops. Hello? Hello? Sir, me line unmute cheskuntara, please. All right, okay, so let's just hope this person can call back. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Cheppan, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Cheppan, sir.
We could hear you. You got cut off.
Hello.
Cheppan, sir. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
hear you, sir.
I'm about to ask a question regarding my. I'm about to ask the question regarding when would be the right time to go back to India and get the visa stamping, because I'm a F1 student. Right now, my visa got expired in 2019 June. Since I'm an F1, I'm just I thought of going this December, but I think it's not the right time.
Are you planning to go to get the F1 visa? Are you planning to get the H1B visa when you go for stamping? Hello?
Hello? Oops.
Let me answer the question though. If you're planning to go to get the H1B visa, the perfect timing for you to go is anytime in January or February though. Assuming that the executive order is not extended. Believe me, Trump administration has extended most of the executive orders because he has a limitation that the bans can only be temporary, it cannot be permanent. He normally keeps on extending the temporary ban. So if the temporary ban is extended though, of course you can't go and get the stamping. If the temporary ban is only there until December 31st, you could go in January or February to get the H-1B stamping. If you're planning to go for F1 stamping, again, I would strongly recommend you consult a lawyer. The reason is that you've been in the country for more than 5 years. For you to get the F1 stamping again is going to be very tough. Hello? Are you still there, caller?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going for F1 stamping or H1 stamping?
I already have I'm going for the F1 stamping because my visa is until my F1 study is until 2023.
Yeah, but you don't have to go for stamping.
Because right now I'm in PhD.
You can stay in the country. You don't have to go for stamping.
I would like to. Yeah, I totally get it. But I'm thinking to, if I don't get my visa extended, whether there is a chance for me to apply for, the green card processing, something like that. So because my visa is expired, I don't know how that would impact my.
You mean to say just because your visa is expired, can you apply for the green card for that on that basis?
Yes.
No, you can't apply just on that basis, sir. You have to have another reason to apply for the green card.
I need to get my visa restamp, right? So I have.
Why do you need to get the visa restamp? You don't.
No.
Continue, sir.
Yeah, so actually my visa got expired in 2019. Right now I'm in my PhD in second year, so I still have 3 years of my study. So my plan is once I get my visa renewed, I'm thinking to, apply for my green card processing or something like that. So I'm thinking whether not having a current visa status will be any problem for my application of green card.
No, sir. If you don't have a visa stamped on the F1, which has expired in 2019, will it cause any problem in getting the green card? No, it will not cause any problem for you to get the green card.
Oh, okay.
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 There was some questions from the. There was questions from the.
One more to ask.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. And one last question is, what are my odds of, applying for the green card being in PhD? Do you think that's a good option to go with?
PhD in what field? What field are you in PhD in?
My field is molecular biophysics, which comes under pharmaceutical sciences.
Do you have any research institute file a green card application, or is it going to you're going to file it by yourself?
I'm going to file it by myself.
Okay. If you're going to file by yourself, it's called EB1A, extraordinary ability. That's a very tough criteria. It depends on how many papers you published. Even if you publish 20 papers, it's not good enough.
Okay.
How many people are using your papers to do their research is very important. So it'll be very hard to tell that if you're going to file by yourself, what are the chances though? All I can do is tell is that if you are a PhD in molecular biology though, if any research organization files and you have a PhD, you have a great chance. But if you're going to file by yourself, it will depend on your resume. And it's going to be very hard to go through in this TV time right now. I cannot go through that.
Yes, I can totally understand that. And if a company files that, that would be more easier, right? That's what
right. Especially if the company that is in, right. If it institute or a company that is involved in any kind of research, the chances will be that it will be under EB1B category instead of EB1A category. For a molecular biology with a PhD, I would say that the chances are very high. Okay. I'm getting some questions on the YouTube here. They're asking that, is there any bill in the Congress that is prohibiting the spillover of the family immigration to the employment base? Yes, there is a bill that is there. So this is for everybody. This bill is there that is prohibiting the family immigration to the family immigration spilling over to the employment. But the chances for this bill to pass through is very rare, though, because Congress is deadlocked right now. They're not passing any bill. If they would pass any bill, it should be more Senate 386 bill, which will actually, move the priority date for all Indians much faster than this bill, what is there, which is prohibiting the spillover from family-based to the employment-based. Any more questions, Nithya?
No. We have a couple more, but we have one more caller, Rahul Garu. So let's just go take that call quickly.
Go ahead. Sure.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my priority date is EB2 May 2010. Any chance? I know you are not predicting.
Yeah, I would say very, very good chance, because it touched all the way to May 1st of 2010. That means that all the way to April 2010, most of the applicants have already filed the applications. Yes. If I were you, I would just wait and be ready. But I were you, I can't tell what you should do. But if I were you, I would make ready and then wait for the priority date and boom, watch it very carefully every month and to see when it's going to get current.
Yeah, the main thing is my daughter is aging out. Maybe any help like that. That's what considered more than
if the priority date becomes current to file the application, and once you file the application, if your daughter ages out, then she is protected under Child Protective Act. But if she ages out before filing, then it's a different issue. It's just not the filing. The final action dates have to be current. There are 2 dates, is right? For your daughter, though, she must not turn 21 by the time the final action dates become current. So if it is coming to an edge between the filing dates and final action dates, I would definitely have you consult. I would recommend that you consult a lawyer at that point of time. Okay?
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Rahul.
I have the question from Praveen from Facebook. He's asking the question, is there a sudden increase of the 485 filing fees? Yes, there is an increase in the 485 filing fees. Even though I don't like the increase of the fees, I somehow kind of think that this may be a golden thing for us, because Nithya Garu, as you remember that in 2007, you filed the 485 application. At that time, you have to file every time you have to pay the EAD and advance parole renewal fees, is that right?
Yeah.
So they stopped it after August of 2007. They stopped it though.
Right.
And maybe that is the reason that has been causing trouble for a lot of Indians. I don't know. If this fees increase will allow the people to file the adjustment of status. I know it's a pain for a lot of the Indians to pay that high fees, but I still will take that option. I would not even ask them. I will go on their behalf, charge them extra, but let them file the adjustment of status.
Yeah, I think
me.
You have to sense it as an investment rather than an expense.
Right. And I'm expecting a lot of Indians will take the bite.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. So there is another question from GVS Naren. He says, at this point of time, is there any problem for a continuing student from India to return to the United States, since the online and hybrid rule is ruled out for now? He says he comes under the F1 visa, but his 3rd semester is coming up.
It's there are 2 different things. What they said is that no new visa applications will be granted if the university is going to have a complete online classes, though.
Right.
For the people who are already in United States, they could go with complete online classes, though. However, though, for the people who are entering into United States, it's kind of not clear at this point of time if it is allowed for them to have a complete online classes. It's not clear to them. I would still recommend that if the university is not offering the hybrid courses, that means that some live courses and some
TVASIA Telugu ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ hello and welcome to yet another fabulous episode of Talk Show. It was like an epic episode with the whole 100,000 family-based visas, transferring to
coming
the
world.
So I think it was an epic moment for all of us and I'm hoping that this comes into fruition soon, Anmata. But thank you for being here and thank you for being so patient with all.
Thank you, 𝗍𝗂𝗧𝗧 garu, for inviting.
And we'll see you next week. So guys, please like, share, subscribe, 𝗪𝗫𝗺𝗍𝗂𝗧𝗧, and we'll see you next week. This is Nithya signing off. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.